I welcome you all to this mathematics class. I'm Miss Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. So today we are going to start with the last unit of section 2 statistics, that is unit 5 decision theory. Now decision theory is used at management level in the organizations. I'm going to define certain terms before we actually begin solving the problems. First term is decision maker. An individual or a group of individuals who is responsible for making the decision of selecting the best course of action from a given set of possible courses of action. So who is a decision maker? जो डिसीजन लेने के लिए responsible है. That person or the group of persons are called as decision makers. He will be having some options available with him and he has to select the best option. Okay. So decision maker means the person or the group of person who are responsible for taking decision. What is course of action? Second definition. These are the various options or strategies available to the decision maker, and the decision maker has control over the choice of these actions. So you will be having some options available. A1, we may call it as A1, A2, A3, AN. And out of these options, the decision maker has to select the best one. So these are called as course of action. We generally denote them by A1, A2, A3, AN. Okay. So these are course of actions are the various options available to the decision maker, out of which he has to select the best one. What is states of nature? These are the various events which are beyond the control of the decision maker, and they will determine the level of success for a given course of action. For example, states of nature can be a state of economy, weather conditions, the demand of the product, etc. They are usually denoted by S1, S2, S3, Sn. Let us take the example. Suppose a company wants to launch one product out of the three products A, B, and C. So these are your course of action. They will be the action, course of actions. Then out of these ABC, they have to select one. Okay. The states of nature will be what? The demand. The demand. So demand can be low. It can be medium, or it can be high. So these demands, they are called as the states of nature. And these will be beyond the control of the decision maker. In demands पे decision maker का कोई control नहीं है. Okay, so they are called as the states of nature. And these are the, the states of nature will decide the level of the success of your decision. So how we define state of nature? These are the various events which are beyond the control of the decision maker. Decision maker has no control over them, and they will determine the level of success of the for a given course of action. And we generally denote them by S1, S2, S3. So low को हमने S1 बोल दिया, medium को S2, और this is for our simplicity. Like to solve the problem, instead of calling them at low, medium, high, we will call them at S1, S2, S3. So course of action are denoted by A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3, and states of nature are denoted by S1, S2, S3. Okay. Now what is payoff? Each combination of a specific course of action and a specific state of nature is associated with a certain amount. This amount represents the profit, which is called as payoff. So what is payoff? corresponding to every course of action and every state of nature. Suppose action A1 is selected or the product A1 is selected and the demand is low. What is the profit gain? So this figure here. Similarly, with respect to A1 and demand medium S2, what is the profit? So these figures are called as, these profits figures are called as payoff. Okay. What is payoff table? The table showing all the courses of actions and all the possible states of nature with their associated payoffs is known as payoff table or payoff matrix. So what is payoff table? A table like this is called as payoff table. इसमें क्या होगा? Courses of action, मतलब various course of action will be written here. Like there are M courses of action, A1, A2, A3, AM. Various states of nature, S1, S2, S3 up to Sn, and the figures corresponding to A1 and S1, this is the figure, A1 and S2, this is the, so these figures will be written here. They are called as payoff. So such a table is called as payoff table. Okay. Now, there are two types of decision making situations. Actually, there are more than two, but in your syllabus, you have got only to study only two types of decision making situations. First one is decision making under uncertainty. And the second one is decision making under risk. So today we are going to study decision making under uncertainty. What is decision making under uncertainty? In this situation, the decision maker does not have sufficient data or probabilities of occurrence of various states of nature to make a decision. मतलब क्या? डिसीजन मेकर के पास प्रीवियस डेटा अवेलेबल नहीं है. He may be launching the product for the first time, so he does not know the probability of occurrence of various events. मतलब उसका डिमांड लो होगा, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है, मीडियम होगा, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है, हाई होगा उसका, he doesn't have any idea about it. He is launching it for the first time. So in this situation, decision maker does not have sufficient data. Such situations arise when a new product is launched in the market. As I told you, जब नया product launch कर रहे हैं तो पहले का कोई data ही available नहीं होगा, है ना? When a new product is launched in the market or a new plant is set up, in this situation, the following criteria are available for the decision making. अब पहले का कोई data available नहीं है, तो how to take the best decision? So these are the criterions available. We are one by one, we will study them. First one is called as maximax criterion. Second one is called as maxi-min criterion. And third one is called as Laplace criterion. Let us see one by one. So maximax criterion, how to use this criterion to find the best decision. Before I actually read this, I would like to take the example first. Okay. I will explain you this with the help of example and then we will come back here. So I have taken a problem here. For the following payoff table, find the optimal. Optimal का मतलब होता है best. Find the optimal decision or best decision using the criterion maximax, maximin and Laplace. तो यहाँ आपको एक payoff table दिया है. What is this table says? First one is column is course of action. There are three courses of actions given to you, A1, A2 and A3. इन तीनों में से आपको बताना है which is the best course of action, मतलब which is the best decision, okay, to select out of these three. Then you have states of nature. There are three states of nature given here, S1, S2 and S3. And these figures are your profit, payoff. For A1 and S1, what is the profit you are getting? 35. For A1 and S2, the profit or payoff is 100. And so on. 38, 58, 95, 105, 45, 30 and 91. So this table is given to you, which is called as payoff table. Now you have to use these criterion, and after using this criterion, you have to determine out of these three which is the best decision. So let us see the first one. Maximax criterion. This is the table What happens in Maximax? See how to read it. Maximax, matlab first take the maximum and then from that maximum also you take the maximum. So what are we going to do? Listen carefully. I have prepared a column for maximum. So what am I going to do? For the course of action A1, where I'm getting the maximum profit, or which is the maximum profit? 100. So for each course of action, I will write down the maximum profit. So for A1, what is the maximum? Maximum is सबसे बड़ा 100. So I will write here 100. For A2, where I am getting the maximum 105, I will write 105. For A3, for out of 45, 30 and 91, which is the maximum? 91. So I have written maximum 100, 105 and 91. Now, out of these maximums also you have to select the maximum. So what is the maximum out of these three figures? 105. Okay. I'm sorry. Here, 105. So I have by the arrow, out of these 100, 105 and 91, 105 is the maximum. So max. First take maximum, again take maximum of these numbers. So you will get 105 is the maximum. And it is for which one? It is for A2. So A2 is the best decision. So by Maximax criterion, A2 is the optimal decision or the best decision. Okay? This is how you have to find out. Second criterion is Maximin. Okay? So you will take the minimum first. So I made a column for minimum. So out of these three figures, select the one which is the minimum. Minimum 35, 138, minimum is 35. 58, 95, 105, minimum is 58. 45, 30, 91, minimum is 30. Out of these minimum, select the maximum. So out of 35, 58 and 30, the maximum is 58. And this is for A2. So by Maximin criterion, A2 is the optimal decision or the best decision. Okay. So for Maximax, you have to first take the maximum, and out of those maximum again take the maximum. For Maximin, first take the minimum, and out of take the minimum profit, and for each course of action take the minimum profit. Minimum profit is 35, here 58, and out of those minimum profit select the maximum one. So again A2 is the best decision. What about Laplace? Laplace criterion mein neither you take maximum nor minimum, you take the average. Okay, so for Laplace criterion, we will take the average of these three figures, 35, 100 and 38. How will you take the average? 35 plus 100 plus 38 divided by 3. You know how to take the average. This is the figure. How are you getting this figure? This figure, how are you getting? It is 35 plus 100 plus 38 divided by 3 will give you this. Similarly, 86, how will you get? 58 plus 95 plus 105 divided by 3. Take the average of these three. And you know how to take the average. Add three numbers, divide by 3. You'll get 86. 45 plus 30 plus 91 divide by 3. You will get 55.33. Out of these averages, take the maximum average. Maximum average is 86. So again, A2 is the best decision. So in this problem, by all the criterion, you are getting the answer same. A2 is the optimal decision. Once again, what are the three criterions? Maximax, Maximin and Laplace. Maximax mein, what we do? We first take the maximum profit, and out of that, again we take the maximum. In Maximin, we first take the minimum profit, and out of those minimums, we take the maximum. In Laplace, neither maximum nor minimum, we take the average, and of the averages, take the maximum. Okay. Let us take the second problem. For the following payoff table, find the optimal or the best decision using same criterion, Maximax, Maximin and Laplace. In this problem, there are 3 courses of action, but state of natures are 4. And these are the various profit values, payoffs. Okay. Let us see the first one, Maximax. So what are we going to do? For Maximax criteria, we will, in A1, we will select the one which is the maximum. Where you are getting the maximum here? कहाँ पर आ रहा है maximum? Out of 57, 24, 37 and 50. Maximum is the biggest number is 57. So 57 is the highest profit. In this, 32 is the maximum. And here 44. Out of these maximums, again you have to take the maximum. So out of 57, 32 and 44, maximum is 57. And it is for A1. So by Maximax criterion, A1 is the best decision. Second one, Maximin. So here you have to take minimum first. So out of all these profits, take the minimum 57, 24, 37 and 50. The minimum is 24. So 24. Here minimum is 13 and here it is 30. It is 12. FYBCOM. And out of these minimum profit, take the maximum. So it is 24, 13 and 12. The maximum is 24 and which is for A1 again. So the best course of action is A1 by Maximin criteria. Average, Laplace means you will take the average. So what you have to do? Take the average of these 4, 57, 24, 37 and 50. You will add all these and divide by 4. Now there are 4. In the last problem, there were 3 events, 3 states of nature only. Here there are 4. So 57 plus 24 plus 37 plus 50 divided by 4. That will give you 42. You can check that. 24 plus 28 plus 32 plus 13 divided by 4 will give you 24.25. 12 plus 34 plus 26 plus 44 divided by 4 will give you 29. Okay. Then take the maximum average, that is 42. So by Laplace criterion, what is the best course of maximum out of these 3 is 42. It is for A1. So by Laplace criterion, A1 is the best decision. So today we have solved the 3 criterion available in decision making under uncertainty. Okay. So now what I have explained here, now with the help of example first I have explained, now we will read this. Maximax criterion. So in this case, what we do, the decision maker does not want to miss the opportunity to get the maximum profit. Maximum possible profit chahiye usko. So what he will do, the steps are as follows. Choose the maximum payoff for each course of action. तो हमने ऐसे ही किया था ना एग्जाम्पल में, हमने मैक्सिमम पे ऑफ लिया था, मैक्सिमम है ना. एंड देन व्हाट वी डू, सेलेक्ट द कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन विथ मैक्सिमम वैल्यू फ्रॉम अमंग्स्ट द मैक्सिमम पे ऑफ. मतलब क्या किया था हमने, टेक दैट कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन विच हैज गॉट मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आउट ऑफ दीज मैक्सिमम. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई हैव रिटन इन द वर्ड्स. Select the course of action with maximum value from amongst the maximum payoffs. This criterion represents the optimistic approach of the decision maker. See, this type of question can come in MCQ. Maximax criterion shows the see, there are 2 types of people. One is optimistic, nature of the person or attitude of the person. One is optimistic and the other one is very, very pessimistic. Now, what is the difference between optimistic and pessimistic? Optimistic person is always think in a positive way. Pessimistic person may think in a negative way. ऐसे होते हैं ना, कुछ लोग होते हैं जो हमेशा पॉजिटिव सोचते हैं, कुछ होते हैं जो नेगेटिव सोचते हैं. तो ऑप्टिमिस्टिक पर्सन मतलब ही इज ऑलवेज, ही विल एक्सपेक्ट दैट ही विल गेट द मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. वो नेगेटिव सोचेगा ही नहीं. तो इसके लिए वो क्या कर रहा है, ही वांट्स टू सेलेक्ट बेस्ट आउट ऑफ द बेस्ट. ही इज सो ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, ही विल सेलेक्ट द मैक्सिमम पे ऑफ एंड उसमें से भी मैक्सिमम. मतलब ही वांट्स टू सेलेक्ट द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ बेस्ट. He wants to, he doesn't want to miss the opportunity of the maximum possible profit. तो ये उसका नेचर है, ऑप्टिमिस्टिक बिहेवियर है उसका. So Maximax criterion represents the optimistic approach of the decision maker. मतलब he would always wants to go for the maximum profit, maximum में से भी maximum. Okay, so that is why the name Maximax is given to it. Okay, so he always wants to select the best out of the best. Maximin. Maximin में what we do? In this case, the decision maker attempts in maximizing the minimum possible profit. मतलब he is happy. even though he gets the minimum profit. फिर वो minimum में से he will select the maximum. So he is showing his pessimistic nature. So what are the steps here? We choose the minimum payoff for each course of action. That is what we did, no? ये देखो, मैक्सिमम में he is happy with the minimum profit. वो क्या कर रहा है, हर एक कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन में मिनिमम प्रॉफिट ले रहा है 35 और फिर वो मिनिमम प्रॉफिट में से मैक्सिमम ले रहा है. सो choose the minimum payoff for each course of action. Select the course of action with maximum value from amongst the minimum. वो जो मिनिमम आएंगे उनमें से वो मैक्सिमम लेता है. So the criterion, this criterion represent the pessimistic approach of the decision maker. मतलब वो थोड़ा, he is not very optimistic. He is pessimistic. He is thinks in a negative way slightly. Okay, his approach is pessimistic. Here the decision maker selects the best out of the worst. मतलब वो worst possible case में जाता है, minimum लेता है. So he select the best out of the worst. तो पहले वो minimum select करता है, उसमें से maximum लेता है. So that is what is the phrase given here. Best out of the worst और maximum में, और यहाँ best out of the best. तो वो maximum में से maximum लेता है और ये वो maximum में से minimum में से maximum लेता है. ठीक है. Third one, Laplace. In Laplace, in this case, the decision to choose the course of action with maximum average payoff. मतलब the person is neither showing the optimistic approach nor the pessimistic. ना तो वो optimistic है ना तो वो pessimistic है. तो ना वो maximum ले रहा है ना वो minimum ले रहा है. Straight away he is taking the average. Okay. So the steps are as follows. What he do? Calculate the average payoff for each course of action. सभी course of action के लिए average निकालता है by adding the payoffs under all possible states of nature and then dividing the sum by the total number of states of nature. That is how we find the average, ना? क्या करते हैं हम average के लिए? You add all the values and divide by the total number. That is what I have written here. So you calculate the average payoff for each course of action by adding the payoffs under all the possible states of nature and then dividing by the sum, dividing the sum by the total number. And then select the decision with maximum average payoff. फिर वो उस average में से maximum लेता है. So this criterion assigns the equal probability or equal probability to all states of nature. Na maximum, na minimum. He is giving equal opportunity, equal probabilities. He is assuming the equal probability for all states of nature. So these are the three criterions which we have discussed and the examples also. So thank you. Tomorrow we are going to do decision making under risk.